Again, we are back. We are back to the Fall of London campaign, and we're telling the story of Sir Christopher Sextus and Thomas. Last time, we actually got caught in a rather abruptly, in a rather opportune moment. Well, inopportune moment, one would say. In fact, you remember what went on. You had just a party at the Shirazi household, and that's your brief haven right now. The temporary one, right? Now Sextus had called her herd, well, at least some of her herd, some people quite important, and you partook into what was originally known as a vampiric debauchery. However, it was only Christopher and Sextus participating in that thing. Sadly, Thomas wasn't there because Thomas had lost it. I mean, he hadn't lost his mind, but his emotions got the best of him. In fact, Thomas encountered his beast, and the beast wouldn't oblige. In fact, everything went red, and he darted out of the haven. He sought some solace in the streets, and he found it in a transient's own neck. And that was it. The transient died, just an old man. His life candle snuffed out like just like that. But this is where we actually come in tonight, because as soon as Thomas was done sucking on that empty artery, he felt the presence of some people behind him. And lo and behold, what do you know? He got accosted by some deviously looking hunters. Not Project Antigen people, but everyday people who've actually taken a cross and a stake and a shotgun and a crossbow, and were actively on the lookout for blood leeches, such as yourselves. That's how they call you. So let's start our story tonight. Still, we're in the Shirazi household. However, we're gonna just look outside of the window in a rather poetic way, right? Because Thomas cannot be seen, cannot be perceived out of the windows. So we're gonna play heart to heart until Thomas Wilkins finds himself in a much more hairy situation. So let's zoom right back in. Let's check on you both, Christopher and Sextus. The party is done. You feel spent, even though you have savored the most fine of vintage that Sextus's herd has to offer. Socializing with the mortals has is starting to prove far more difficult than you'd ever perceive. It feels that your vampiric self is somehow getting distanced from the very notion of associating themselves with mortals anymore. Now, as the door closes behind you, and please just stop me if I'm pushing the gun, I assume that Sextus, this is done and they are being let out, probably given a different date to meet in a month's time or so. We'll just,
Yes,
well,
that sounds.
yeah, carry on, sorry, carry on.
Uh, yes, that sounds about right. And she would also offer she doesn't have to eat, but she offers like little snacks to help them, you know, uh, like iron rich stuff to help them get their blood back.
Mhm. So what now? As the door closes, you look at each other in the eye, and the place is quite silent. The silence lingers like a heavy drapery here in the Shirazi household. It feels like
Where's
you're
Thomas?
He did excuse himself quite early.
it's quite
I
apparent.
wonder if there's.
Mhm. Go.
I wonder if he found himself in some other means to feed.
Did you get a chance to notice that Thomas wasn't himself? That's the doubt creeping within your heart. What
Oh no.
happens? Could Thomas
I
have
will
been
dot I will dot downstairs and see if Tiny's in the house.
Tiny is in the house indeed? Uh, is that correct, Thomas? You
Didn't
haven't.
Thomas take Tiny with him?
No, I did not.
No.
In case I tried to eat Tiny.
Yeah, he would have eaten Tiny for sure.
Shit. Sir Christopher checks his watch.
Mhm.
What time is it?
It is almost 40 minutes until daylight. I mean, until sunbreak, right? You will endanger a lot now, Sir Christopher, if you step out of the haven. In fact, as soon as you step out of the haven, 30 minutes before the sun escapes from the horizon, you're gonna be feeling your limbs go stiffer. And even at that notion, you feel your danger sense kicking in. You have done that before, you have tested your limits before, and truth be told, there have been many a vampire that actually tested that and failed, only to be rendered into a pile of ashes, even at the very threshold of their own door.
What the
Remember the
fuck has he
mission,
gotten
Sir
himself
Christopher.
into?
I remember the mission.
What Sextus
If we
said is
die,
quite important.
everything fails.
I immediately reach out for my phone and call Thomas.
Hmm. Thomas, your phone rings. You find yourself in that alley. I don't know if your hands have been raised instinctively, but it feels like this is the end. You've reached a dead end in your own life or something. You see the four hunters in front of you. They just look like, everyday kids, but they carry some really scary stuff with them, right? You remember I told you the other time they had some stakes, a crossbow, a hydraulic crossbow, one that would actually be operated by by an animal with a handle, sorry. They can't take no for an answer, and their badassery really rivals those of the animals. What? What are you looking, Grandpa? You fucking leech. Do you want a taste of that thing? Huh. Why are you playing with him, Matthew? Just shoot at him. Hmm. No, 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 I want to see them run. Fucking serious? You remember the other one that actually broke off and left? He ran like hell. Hmm. I want to see him drag. Come on, Gramps. Run, says the hunter, facing you, Thomas. And I'm not doing this on purpose. Well, I'm doing this on purpose. Thomas, snap out of it. You are not in Shiraz's apartment anymore. You are in a different place. Thomas, listen to my voice. This is not your haven. You feel the blood in your lips. You feel the transient's blood in your lips. You have seen his identity come and go. All the fruitful information that could be uh, open handedly given to one partaking the mortal blood was given to you. You can remember his name. Was it Greg? Was it Ed? Was it. Who cares, really? You remember some passing, you have some passing thoughts of this man's life, but this is not important anymore because all those images have been dispelled by the thing that is actually lies predominantly in front of your very face. For hunters who can't take no for an answer. You feel your head drowsy. It feels as if you have been given a strong hit by a mallet. So, what now, Thomas Wilkins?
Uh, well, if it's a chase they want, it's a chase they'll get, but they may find out that this is not a chase of prey. Yeah, Thomas will go ahead and start running the opposite direction and pull the phone out and answer it, as he does.
That's my man! Screams one of the guys. Fuck. Even in their mortal self, they're deranged. Some people can be really deranged. And so you break for it, Thomas. You just hope that everything will go fine. That's why I want you to roll your stamina plus athletics. Now, the higher, the more, the higher amount of successes you roll, that much safer you're gonna be. The target number for that should be 5. If you fail, you might end up getting caught, or even worse, getting killed. However, if the successes are quite numerous, you might end up being saved, but still, having received some damage.
I'm gonna rouse for this then.
I'm wishing you all the best.
Good luck.
Ouch.
Now, willpower.
Yep.
Do you have enough?
I have some, yes. Why didn't it roll the other one? Hold on.
Yeah, roll the other one. Damn, that's what I call luck. From 2 successes to 4, you hear the snapping sound that the crossbow makes. You feel the pain in your back. Fuck. He has hit you. But he missed the heart, thankfully. He's so damn fast, screams one of them. Hold on, says one of the other hunters. And then you hear some footfalls behind you. And you run like hell. Your shoes, the sound that your shoes make, just echo in the cobblestone. But thank God, Tiny's not with you here. You couldn't even bear the notion that you would waste one of your hooves to those damn hunters. Or perhaps that could have been a great thing to do. But still, you don't have the time to process all that stuff. What passes through your mind now, Thomas?
Bullets.
More like, well, yeah, that's what a horrible situation to find myself in this close to dawn.
Indeed. Even if you don't die by their weapons, the sun's rays will find you. And all because you just couldn't hold yourself in front of some mortals back in your haven. That's quite of a dishonorable end, isn't it? Ignoble one, if I dare say. And then you feel the perforating pain, the thing that really stabs you in the back, and cold steel. And thank God they didn't use wood, they weren't in that form. But then again, you feel that the pain sends stinging, waves down your very spine. Unlace me, screams your beast. Unlace me. Even though he has been sated, your significant other yearns to actually let free. But you know that if you let yourself free, this will definitely spell your end. From that thing, you have endured 6 points of superficial damage. Let me tell you why 6.
6.
Yeah.
Ouch.
One from the margin, plus 5 from the sophisticated weaponry that they are using. This thing gets halved to 3 just because you're a vampire. Thankfully, they haven't been using none of the vampire's things. In fact, they might have grown lax because they already realized that you are playing with the notion of facing the sun, and you still run. The, the alley feels endlessly long. It feels as if Earth, Earth herself has actually enlarged her passages and paths, only to lead you through the labyrinthine passages of the London alleys. And then you see the sky going lighter and lighter. Get him! Screams one of the girls. You hear the sound that the hydraulic crossbow makes once more. But now it misses you, Thomas. There's no end in sight. And then the screeching sound of the tires further ahead you. Only spell, only indicate the level of the trap that you found yourself in. You see a motorcycle just speeding at the road ahead of you. This is going to be your end. The hunters already have one motorcycle rider, one who could get you. But as you see, as the rider, as the motorcycle just stops blocking your path, you see it's a woman, right? The motorcycle rider extends her hand and beckons you to join her. You can't see her face, but it feels as if this entire thing has been tailored so that you got saved in the end.
Yeah, shit, don't have a better option. Grab her hand.
So this is happening, right? We're doing this. Hop on and
Yep.
expect the bumpy ride. Now, as the hunters lose the motorcycle, as it speeds further ahead, on and on and on and on and on at the end of the alley, leading you outside, probably to the main London system, probably to the highway. We're gonna be going back. This is quite hard for me to say, but it feels like Thomas will not be joining. You feel your body growing stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. You realize that he will not be spared unless he actually crawls himself into some sort of a manhole and enters the Nosferatu sewage system. He's done for. Please give yourselves some time to actually express yourselves if you so like. We're all ears. Go on, Sextus, Christopher. Do you have anything to say now that Tiny is actually whimpering whilst he is glancing at the edge of the window? Damn, it really breaks your heart. Is there anything that you want to say before the torpor finds you?
He picked up the phone. He's still in one piece. I have no idea where he is. He answered the phone, right?
I tried to. I don't know if I actually did. I was running, so I don't know if I actually got a hold of the phone or not.
As you call him, you hear the line, you hear the tone. It's ringing, but he's not picking it up. Now, Thomas, you resolved to pick it up. Is that correct?
Um, like I said, at the time that it was going on, I was going to, but then I ended up having to haul ass, so I don't think I would have picked it up at the time that it was ringing, because that would have been a little complicated to do running while focusing on not getting shot, so.
I understand. So sadly, he hasn't picked it up. So, Christopher, that fear and doubt besets your heart. Was Did he find himself into some sort of a trouble? You feel empty,
Of
both of you. Go on.
course, he found himself in a spot of trouble, if not more than just one spot of trouble.
So, Christopher and
Which
When I find
Sextus,
is not
myself
good.
in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
I'm afraid that he won't be arriving tonight. And to be honest with you, I don't know if he's gonna be arriving anytime soon. But you don't have time to process that. You feel the sun's influence just arriving. You feel that this is gonna get much more hard for you to actually move your limbs. So you have to rest as soon as possible. Unless you have anything to say or do, I will just leave you there, lying as stiff as corpses, and just wait for the night, or for the day to be over, as the next night kicks in. Which means that I will kindly ask from all of you to make a rouse check. Not you, Thomas.
Say what?
Uh,
Did
don't
you
roll
say
for
not
rouse. Yeah, not you. Yeah. Let me ask you something. Is my mic okay? Can you listen to me properly, or is it just my pronunciation
No,
that's so bad
you're fine.
You're
I
fine.
was muted and loading the dishwasher, and I was moving some stuff around, so I didn't
of
quite hear it.
course, no problem. Yeah, yeah. No worries at all. So,
I'm going to up your volume just a bit
mhm,
on my end, so okay, we're good.
cool. Let me just lower the volume, cause okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, carrying on. The day passes quite fast. You can't fathom how quickly it passes now that you feel that your coterie is off. Now that you are missing someone, you have a worry, and that thing dwells in your heart quite, quite intensely. And as soon as you flutter your eyes open, you're just back into the world. Now, I saw that you both rolled your rouse checks. Now, please feel
Hmm.
free feel free to also recalibrate your design. You won't be refreshing your willpower because you did so last time
Hmm.
and we didn't have a chance to play properly. But still, you can recalibrate your desire. Once more, the ambition can only be recalibrated by Christopher. But if I recall correctly, Sir Christopher, the ambition that you had before you actually got your senses back was kinda coincided with your viewpoint.
Yes,
So let's carry on.
indeed. I I chose not to recalibrate my ambition. It still remains to protect the city of London. I have recalibrated today's desire though, and it's to support my coteries actions today.
Yeah, I understand. Of course. Now, as you wake up, as you flutter your eyes open, that feeling once again invades your heart that you are alone. But no, this is not your moment, Sextus and Christopher. It's your moment, Thomas. Thomas, you remember you saw what happened last time. Not last time, that was last night actually. You remember that motorbike rider, right? Who actually saved you. You remember that you got you hopped onto the bike and then it just got you know just got lost in the crowd. It feels that you were whisked from the hunters just in time. But then again, as you were riding that bike, do you remember that there was a particular fragrance that kinda reminded you of someone? That someone was Lauren. Now, it's gonna be difficult to
Oh
remember.
God. No, I remember Lauren.
So, do you
That's
remember?
oh God, we're going way back. Lauren was from DJ Rain's club, way back.
Damn, your memory serves you right. You remember Lauren Banks? Aw, how sweet she is, Lauren. She's such a sweetheart. As soon as you arrived at her home, she actually removed her helmet. As soon as you saw her face, you felt at peace. Like you so vividly said, you remember, like you so vividly remember, she indeed frequented Rain's place, but Rain specifically told you to stay away from her. But then again, who could say no to such a sweetheart, a redhead girl? Hey, mister, long time no see, she mentions. It was great to see you running away from some creeps. So I figured that I could give you a ride. Oh my god, Thomas, the innuendos here are endless.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed up when you did, but what were you doing out there that late at night? Well, early in the morning, I suppose.
Ah, just retiring from clubbing, I guess. My friends and I just split up, and as soon as I headed up the alleyway, I saw you. Now, I remember you. Do you remember me? She winks at you. Thomas is blatantly obvious what she wants.
Yes, I do. From uh, DJ Rain's club. That's been several nights ago now.
She smiles. So you do remember? She can't take no for an answer. She immediately goes for it. I mean, as soon as you enter her home, it's quite of a dilapidated home, I won't lie. She immediately attacks you. In quote unquote attacks you, right? With the, with such an affection that only mortals would do. And at that point, Thomas, you you started feeling the pull of the morning. Oh damn, this is gonna go wrong quite fast. She's gonna be making love to a corpse.
Listen, is there a place that I can maybe rest up for a little bit? I'm quite tired. Maybe someplace that doesn't have any windows.
She nods.
I assure you, we can continue this conversation and when I've rested a little bit. It's been a long night.
Fine, she says, clearly deflated. And then she shows you her father's room, bedroom. You can't even keep track of the place. You just the only thing you need is just lie down and just go. And, and as soon as you open the door, you ask from her not to interrupt you for a moment. And you just find you find the bed, you lie there, you let go. To be honest with you, Lauren did not open the door. Throughout the morning, she reached for that door. You sensed that. You sensed the warmth behind the handle. Had she opened that door, the room would have been bathed in light. But even at your own luck, you couldn't like it enough. But at 7:45 or something, she woke you up, screaming and shouting. All she wanted was some sort of connection, one would guess. So, Thomas, you may rouse the blood now. I think you've done so before, right? Unless you did so because you blood
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't yet.
Cool. Cool.
Alright.
You feel that you can move your body still, but behind that door is Lauren, a mortal. And imagine if you opened the door and she encountered a corpse. It's gonna be Blush of Life once more, isn't it?
Yeah. So I can't remember exactly when you rouse in the or to wake up. Do you actually get to heal some superficial damage from that, or do you actually have to do rouses to heal superficial damage?
You have to do rouses to heal superficial damage.
Well, got free. So, oh shit, how many rouses is it because of the age? Is it 2 per?
It's one in order for you to heal two.
No, 2 points.
It's 1 per 2, actually.
Yeah. Yeah,
One rouse
two,
for 2
two
points.
healed points per one rouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just said it backwards. I'm gonna try and heal these superficial that I've got real quick. There's 1 point, which puts me back at about normal. Hunger, anyway. And we'll go ahead and roll that one. Well, screw me. Alright. I've still got an aggravated, and I know that one is a hellacious process to fucking fix, so we're not gonna worry about that one.
Yeah, you can do so later on by doing 3 rouse checks, yeah. But it's gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm good with this, because this puts me back full minus the aggravated, so.
Cool, got it. So, Thomas, have you roused the blood to Blush of Life? To invoke the Blush of Life?
Yeah, may as well. Why not burn through all of that blood I just got? Okay.
You kill the beggar to just, show that you're immortal to a girl.
Alright,
So,
alright, it wasn't to feed my hunger, it was just to show I could do it. I'm just burning through it all now.
Yeah. So the door opens, and we won't get into further details, but Lauren cannot be held back. She falls onto you. So now it's going to be your reaction or response as we toy with the notion of actually fading into black. But I'm only doing this because there should be a role involved in that. So you go on. Tell us what you intend to do.
You know, I think she was like one of the first people that I fed from when I woke. That she wasn't the first, because that was the people that Shirazi had acquired for us, but she was one of the 1st. And Rain pretty much told me not to shit where I eat, but I think he would get a little possessive at this point, and especially considering that she saved his unlife. Screw it, why not?
Okay. So all I'll be needing from you is a dexterity plus charisma, or dexterity plus performance, whichever is the highest. And from that pool, I want you to remove 2 dice due to your humanity of fun.
Dexterity, charisma is definitely higher. And you said lose 2? Shit. That makes it worse.
Let me give you a dynamic number. So I want you to succeed against a target number of 2.
Okay. Yeah, then I definitely have to rouse for this, because I only have 2 dice for that with the -2. Oh my god.
That's excellent.
Hold on.
That's excellent. I will give you an experience point if you leave it as it. Let's do that.
No, I'm not
Damn.
leaving that as a bestial failure, Babis. I
You're
have
not.
been through enough shit already.
You're not poking Rain's nest, aren't you? Damn. So, people, I do apologize, but it's worth mentioning that Thomas gave in to Lauren's advances, and to be honest, he managed to mask his vampirism quite efficiently.
Woohoo! Yay!
Now, now this entire thing gets interrupted, probably by a call that Sir Christopher makes once more.
Yeah.
I understand. So, Sir Christopher, it's your moment to call me. And Thomas, feel free to answer to that call if you so wish.
Yeah. I'm calling him.
Thomas, it's Christopher.
I'm still like right in the middle of everything here.
I mean, you're down
Yeah.
now.
In game or off game?
I was gonna say, wow, Jesus. Yeah, no, that's fine. Hello.
Jesus. And the vampire been near you burns because through faith somehow. Anyways, do you pick up the phone, mate?
Yes. Yeah. Hello. Is this thing working?
You're still among the living. Good.
Yeah, barely so.
Yeah. Get your ass back home. You're gonna tell us. We'll have a talk when you're here. Do you need a lift?
No, I think I can get a ride over.
Right. Are you in any danger? Should we be prepared for anything?
I wouldn't say it's a danger to flesh per se, but no, we'll it's a situation we can discuss when I get there.
Good. Which reminds me, yeah, we need to set up secure communications. Yeah, we're gonna see you when you get back home. Call us if you need anything. Right? All right.
Yeah. See you when I get there.
It doesn't take for him long to arrive to Great. I mean, the pottery should be reconvened as soon as possible. And now, with that bump, we are all back together. Unless you have anything else to do before Thomas arrives, we'll have Thomas opening the door, strutting in quite arrogantly. Even as a vampire, men can still be sexist. Feel free to roll your eyes back, because Thomas is
I
wearing
was
a
just thinking
gambling.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, go on,
No, no,
go on.
no. Sir Christopher is going.
He's
You
not
got
saying anything.
fucked, and then you fucked.
Yeah, something like that.
Damn.
Right. Was this your first time since World War II, mate?
Hmm.
We'll take that as a
I
yes.
think it. Yeah, pretty sure it was.
Right.
Thomas, you can't. Go on.
What the hell happened? Because I can't fail to perceive that you left with fewer holes than you returned with.
I was going to lose myself here. That would have made a horrible situation, and I'm not doing that to something that Sextus owns. I wouldn't want anybody destroying things that I own, so I left and ran into some bit of trouble. Some mortals who didn't quite know what the hell they were doing, but still hurt nonetheless.
We need more safe houses with more safety, it seems.
Mhm. Interesting.
I doubt that the Queen is going to provide us with domains anytime soon,
Doubtful.
but that doesn't matter. I need to make some calls.
What type of calls?
Hmm?
What type of calls? Sir Christopher?
I realize that I have not reached out to my ghoul yet.
Mm. You realize.
He has been reclaimed. I have 4 points in that damn thing.
Better use it, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to reacquaint myself with what appears to be a combination of a bloody tank driver and what's his name from Helsing?
Walter.
Yes, and Walter from Helsing.
Okay.
So, yeah, his name was. What was his name? I think it was after the Lethbridge, right?
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Arthur Lethbridge Stewart, for those who know. Yeah. I'm going to give him a call.
Mhm. You're giving him a call, and Thomas is getting a call. Now,
Go
Thomas.
go with Thomas first.
Oh, it's okay. Thomas, you see Toronto's number. He's calling
Whoa,
you. Mhm.
interesting. He doesn't normally call me. Pick it up. Hello.
Hey, boss, says Toronto. Someone
Hmm.
called for him to be calling you a boss.
Yes, go ahead.
The man you brought last night, he got discharged. Just figured you should know.
Man, we brought last night. Who did we bring last night?
Well, if it rings any bell, his name is Charles Evans. You brought him a couple of nights ago. Today he got discharged because even though he suffered severe injuries, it was a spine fracture, wasn't it? It looks like he can walk.
Right.
Now color me
Uh,
impressed, but the higher ups got rather interested in that thing on that thing. So I did some sort of a mistake and I discharged him before they actually got the chance to study him more. You could feel Toronto winking at you even behind the fog.
I'll
Good.
even sarcastically, like, I'm going to be saying it kind of sarcastically in case somebody is listening. Well, that's a terrible thing to do on your part. Make sure that you kind of keep up with what you're actually doing while you're there. And have an undertone of, like, good job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What can I
The
say?
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Next time, make sure there are no computer glitches. Wink.
What can I what can I say? Says Toronto. Can't help it. Besides, they actually kept part of my salary. Well, who knows? Maybe you, boss, can cover it up. Again, you can feel the bastard winking at you. Oh, so now he really needs a dot of your resources. Hmm.
A dot of your what? Do you even have those?
I don't even think I
Res-
have resources.
resources. If you
Yeah, no,
don't,
I don't have any.
you'd better get at least one dot to cover Winston's expenses.
Little fucker.
Thomas, you need to start investing.
What is this I hear about Wall Street? I don't know. Yeah, figure something out.
Well, I
We'll,
actually
Don't
Winston.
worry. I'm spending all my XP gained today, and I'm pushing resources to fuck all. So yeah, don't worry. I'm
Winston,
gonna get.
honestly, I may as well get a little bit of resources, but
Winston also
XP.
declares that he took some liberties to actually, have gotten the man's address in case someone needed it.
Perfect. Yes, we would. In case we need to do a follow up,
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah,
just make sure he's doing all right.
and regarding that Royo guy that you're asking, I'm waiting for a call tonight, so I will let you know ASAP.
Sounds good.
That Royo guy, Leon Royo, your sire, you are actually getting far too close to the sun, Thomas. That Frenchman is a problem. Speaking of problems, unless you have anything else to say or do, or a way to reply or respond accordingly, I'm going to be moving to to Sir Christopher's problems. Now, the
Yeah.
lady behind the phone just let you know that Uncle Arthur will call you wherever he's available, all right? And he is such a snobbish bitch. She won't stop talking. She barely has heard your voice.
Sir Christopher woke up with quite a sassy mood
Mm-hmm.
tonight. So he's doing the following.
Okay.
He moves the phone away from his ear,
Okay.
puts it on speaker, and then mutes himself. Looks at Sextus, rolls eyes. Sorry. It seems I have been possessed by a spirit of pure sass today. Can
We
you
all got our
believe?
moments.
Can you believe this person? She's still talking.
Yes.
Oh, sweet Mithras, she's still talking.
And then after a couple of minutes, she ends up with a question. Is it not? And then you realize that you haven't paid attention to what she's been saying. But truth be told, that girl has let you know that her uncle Arthur will call you as soon as possible, provided he gets back as soon as possible. But that should have been the other way around, Christopher. I mean, ever since he was gifted back to you, Arthur has stayed quite quiet. He has kept, in fact, a radio silent.
Arthur knows how to protect my security. He has always done that. He will wait until I reach out to him.
Okay.
So there is no cause for concern there. But so off speaker, unmute. Please have him reach out to me as soon as possible in this number, please. And let him know that it is Sir Christopher Montague that is seeking him. Thank you, and have a lovely evening.
As soon as you're done,
Closes,
yeah. As soon as you're
and I
done,
close the phone.
yeah. Thomas's phone, Thomas's phone beeps again with a text message from Toronto. He says, Superintendent is here. I got this address. That Evans guy is there right now.
Awesome. Text back. Thank you. Keep up the good work. We'll talk about a bonus later.
Mm-hmm. He would have texted that you'd better, but he just wants to stay on your good side. So from what it looks like, those ghouls have proven either a nuisance or quite, you know, efficient. But now you need to carry on with what you're here for. So, setting down some plans, aren't you? Where to?
So I've got the address for that young man whose spine was snapped. He is apparently doing very well, and I know where he is. So it could be something we could investigate a little bit on our downtime. He said he's there right now, so I mean, we may lose the
Remind
chance.
me, who was that? Was it the
The gentleman when we kidnapped the antigen agent at the Queen's vault.
The one who had been fed Sir Christopher's blood, I believe, right?
Oh, oh yes, indeed.
Mm,
Yes, he was fed my blood.
mm.
Hmm. May I suggest that we first slake our thirst because well, I have a few more holes than I would like to, and it seems that we all need a good breakfast before getting back to work.
I won't say no, especially after what I got to do right here. And I'm going to call Tiny over and give him the last little bit of one round check of blood that he needs to become my famulus.
Wishing you all the best.
Nice. Yes.
As Tiny looks at that, at that blood being shed for him, you feel his eyes focusing on to you now, Thomas. The dog has a different connection with you, and that one was established tonight. He looks you in the eye, a connection, an understanding, subservience. So, shall we go? What do you people have to say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure.
Time for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Tiny with us.
Of course. Are you headed towards the address?
I think we're going to. Are we going to
What?
eat and shoot to the or like rendezvous at the address, or like eat while we go to?
Where is the address anyway?
So the
It's a
address
good
is
question.
the address is at Southall.
The what?
At
Soho.
Southall.
Oh,
Southall.
So yeah.
Hmm? At Beacon Street Road.
As a player right now, I desperately want to go into a completely loaded British accent that nobody's going to understand. You guys have no idea how much I'm holding back. No idea. Right. Let us find a place where we can feed out of sight and pay that poor man a visit. Do not touch his daughter. She's off limits.
As you say.
Splendid. Since you're in a hurry, let's resolve that with a roll, right? You're hunting.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes. I believe that the proper role for that, for now, should be streetwise plus wits, because I understand that you're not hunting in a conventional way. You just try to find a nice opportunity. Let's see if you do
Yeah.
find one before you get to the next scene. Let's add some challenge to your rolls, right? So I'll be
Of
needing
course.
Go on.
Wits plus streetwise plus. Do we get any bonuses?
You get your bonuses for being social, crafty, and physically up. It really depends, generally speaking, it depends on the approach, but I understand that you're going to be using your favorable approach, which is okay. Now, that role will portray the fact that you get to pick up the opportunities as they arise whilst you're en route.
Yes.
Yes. And the target number for that should be 4.
God.
So my dice pool is 4,
Okay.
Mine's 3.
Mhm.
so I'm probably not feeding today. Anyway.
No, it's just a chance feeding. If you fail that,
Nope.
you will have a chance later on, probably.
I'm not getting it. So moving on.
What about the rest of you? Sextus, I think you're okay, but what about you, Thomas? Oh. Thomas?
Why couldn't one of you be a crit, you bastard?
Thomas, do you want to succeed at a cost?
Shit. What's the cost?
More hunters
Mm.
with the feet of a man.
The cost tonight will be for me to trigger your compulsion.
Oh,
And
no.
when we talk about the Chinese compulsion, let me remind you that it's covetousness. You will
Yeah.
become obsessed with owning that particular mortal. You can imagine that mortal chained to your basement, dressed in the clothing you like, not used as a sexual object, but rather as an object for study. You're gonna find your living muse, someone who will dread meeting you tonight, whose life is gonna be changed for sure, who might be looked looked after? No. So the police will be looking out for him. It's gonna be interesting, but still, you're gonna be feeling. And to add insult to injury, I will even give that person an intense. Uh, damn, how is this called? Dysplasia.
Resonance.
Yeah,
Oh,
resonance. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, but it just. Oh, god damn it. It's very tempting, but I've already got enough heat on us as is. I think I'm gonna decline.
Okay, I see. You believe that you have found the chance, but still, it's not an easy thing to actually feed, you know, whilst you're going where you're going. You might have some time later on, but for now you do find yourselves entering the address that was given to you. That's the Roti Mojo food joint in Southall. Now, to those who are not knowledgeable about that area, we're talking about the Hindu area of London. Here, there are so many people hailing from India, different families. They they have settled and they have their shops and enterprises, and their automotive food joint is brimming with people. You name it. Not only Indians, but people of Muslim origin as well. You see many people from all walks of life, from many different nationalities. Indians, Pakistanis, Turks, Arabs, you name it. All of them are here. As you enter, a ferocious smell invades your nostrils. A smell that's only familiar to you, the vampires. Sexes are wont to lie, to even proclaim that this place feels that it has quite a vibe. You can feel that vibe. There's something modern and exciting to that bar, that food joint. It might be the faces of the people, the way that they behave. They all look like mortals. They are mortals, and this is the beating heart of mortality here, the mortal life. People enjoying their food, drinking their drinks, savoring their drinks, and having a good chance to talk. Like those two who are actually talking at the side, standing in in front of the glass, of the glass window. You can notice them. It's Charles with his daughter. They are eating from a bowl and from their own unique from their own bowl, and at the center of the table they do have some sort of French fries or topped with curry sauce or they're having a laugh together. The the young girl, 6 years old, she's laughing so heartily. It's so nice to see you, Daddy. She screams, and then she breaks a laugh. They break a laugh as well. As you enter, you realize that this is rather an inopportune moment, but still you have to do. You have a job to do, right? So people, give me your actions, reactions, or responses.
Hmm.
Ah,
Interesting. Well, right now I don't need anything here, so I'm going to take a step back and allow my culture to take their own actions. I will support as needed.
Sexus is just kind of bored with the whole thing.
Mhm.
She is checking her phone, seeing if she has any messages from Elias about their little side project.
Elias hasn't responded at all. It
That
might
bastard.
might take him one more night or something.
Of course.
As a storyteller note, let me tell you that I've already got it noted. I've already got set it up in the story. It is just the fact that, some vampires and some, servitors do have their own response times.
Yeah.
So, Sextus, as you close the phone, you feel that notion that you're not actually being paid enough attention yourself. I mean, Elias should have sent you some sort of a heads up or something. And then this pub and the girl eating with her father. Does this remind you of anything? Texted. No?
I
No.
no, I'm out of character. I am still very tired. I'm trying to figure.
Oh, sorry. Sorry
Yeah.
for that. Is it okay if I involve you in a scene?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Please
I
do.
don't. Mhm. I don't know if it's the blooding or not, but let me refresh your memory. Let's just invoke this memoriam for all of you because this is quite important for you, Sextus.
Hmm.
Roti Mojo food joint is not familiar, but what about the Blood and Hounds pub you by chance?
Babis,
Yeah?
are you sure you're using the correct microphone? Because when you lowered your tone of voice, we couldn't hear. I couldn't hear you at all. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
Okay. I believe that I'm using the correct microphone because basically it's the only one that I have. Um, let
Is
me,
that on a headset?
yes, it's on a headset. So let me double check.
Then that's weird because it's not as if you're coming from any microphone that is even close to
No
your mouth.
worries. No worries. So let me just plug the not wired the corded headphones. Just give me one moment. Okay, let's try this now. Of course, of course, of course. Hmm, let's see. What about now? Is it? Does it? Okay, no worries. Let's see. Let's change something here. Hmm. Oh, what about now? Is it? Okay. So let's hope that this is not that thing here. Yeah, Just give me one. I'm gonna try one final thing. If I may. Okay, so this has changed to far worse, right? This is worse.
Yes.
Yes, this is worse. So you know what I'm doing? The microphone that I used, and you could listen to me before, it was the very one that I had, the wireless one. But no, this one, the corded one.
This one is worse, mate. Your
Yeah, I can't
previous
hear you at all.
settings were amazing.
Okay, so you can hear me with that. So let's do this. I'm gonna be doing some sort of attendance. Okay, this one. I'm gonna be using this one. I believe that it's okay, isn't it? Oh, yeah, yeah. Cool. So sorry about that. Let's carry on. Now, Sextus, it does remind you of a different pub, the Blood and Hounds pub in Whitechapel. You see a, a man with his daughter having some cordial fun, and this really reminded you of that pub. You remember that pub? This was the very pub that you and your father frequented. Well, to be honest, you were visiting that pub earlier on, but now it's late at night, and you remember your father's eyes. He looked at you and he told you, "My sweet poo, I'm gonna be right in a moment." And then he darted out of the shop, darted out of the pub. But you stayed there, Sextus. You were just a child, weren't you? Damn. You were looking around and all you could see were shady and shifty patrons. You you felt alone. You still do when you're thinking about that. And then at one moment you heard her voice. "Are you all alone, sweetheart?" said the lady with the white skin. "Forgive me, I don't want to interrupt you, but you're alone. Are your parents anywhere around?" She feigned interest that night. "My name is Amelia," says the lady. "You remember that name? That friendly Lady Amelia that looked like a corpse?" Corpse. Should I turn the fan off in case it intervenes with the voice? Just try. This might improve things. Who knows? Okay, cool. I'm gonna sweat to death. So yeah, you remember Lady Amelia? You remember how beautifully she was dressed? Quite odd for her to be frequenting around this area, in this pub. She sat at your father's seat. You don't even know if your father would ever return. You would expect him to. But then Lady Amelia was far too friendly. "Let's play a game, shall we?" You remember her not smiling, but the joy in her tone would feel quite, um, it would invoke some sort of, warmth, right? Some sort of safety. Do you remember? Do you remember any responses that you gave that night? Do you remember what you told her? Hmm. Now she says, "I'm gonna be taking this," and she produced a small ruby. Shh! Don't tell anyone, she said, and she hid it underneath a glass, a glass made of iron. That was quite different looking from the glasses in the pub. And then she would move it around. Well, she would produce two more glasses looking exactly the same, and she started moving those ones, switching their places between each other. Pay close attention to this one. She would motion at the glass, and then, with one swift move, they switched places. And when she would reveal, she would take one off the ruby. It was an entirely different place than it was before. That parlor trick that most, tricksters do. Lady Amelia did so in a different way, far more gracefully, far more elegantly. And then she mentioned that you must be partying, darling. I will get you something. She went back behind the counter and she leaned at the bartender's ear. She whispered something. And what she brought with her was some sort of a juice that was tangy and would sting at the throat, but it had some sort of pinkish hue. To be honest, it kind of triggered your children's, your inner child's jovial nature. That was just a game, and Lady Amelia was a friend, wasn't she? Now we're both gonna take a sip. This is my favorite grapefruit gin, but I asked of Mortimer, not ordinary gin for you. She would raise her glass, and her eyes stayed constantly locked on you. You remember, did you try that night? Uh, did you try that night? It tasted like it tasted like blood orange, but let's emphasize more on the blood. Do you remember how invigorating this thing felt, rushing downward, trickling down your throat? All of a sudden, you felt much more able, much more euphoric. Felt your skin going, going, getting brighter. You remembered what was fucking exciting. It wasn't just a juice. If that was a gin cocktail, you only wanted to imagine how gin would taste like. You smiled. She saw you smile. Now gulp down the whole thing, she mentioned. That's when he arrived. Hey, little one, a stranger moved to it. Fancy fancy finding you here, Cass, he said. He actually scooted beside you, and he acted out as if you were his cousin. Oh, I'm sorry, lady. Thank you so much for finding my cousin. Have you been waiting for Uncle again? Has he darted off or something? His friendliness and warmth was everything you needed. That lady, she might have been friendly. She might have titillated your mind. She might have offered you some sort of a child-friendly drug. But this man was all about warmth and family. How did he react back then? You don't trust him? Well, neither did Lady Amelia, but you remember that she was not the competitive kind of person. She immediately stood up. She looked at you in the eye. It doesn't matter. We're gonna be seeing each other anytime soon, won't we, sweetheart? You remember that tag on your cheek? Yeah, she was so alluring. As a person, not in a sexual way, obviously. She had something around her, an air of confidence and of mystery. Remember just bumping the press, and then she would turn to look at you as she stood straight in front of the open door, hoping that you would see her again anytime soon. And then she left. Well, a carriage just blocked your visual way. And then that guy would turn and see at where she and your father were seated in the same stall. Sorry for that, little one. You get all kind of psychos and freaks up here. Are you alright? Are you alone? Care and warmth emanating. Really? People, can you hear me, General? Can you hear me clearly? I mean, Ni- Nigel, can you hear me? No worries. Just yeah. Can you help me out here? So, can you hear me at all? I mean, from what it looks. Mhm. I then let me cancel the nose canceling nose voice isolation thing. Don't know. I don't know what to do, really. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. Let's carry on then. Okay. So, Sextus, I mean that this young lad emanates warmth and filiality. He turns to look at you and says, "Are you all right? Are you alone? This is quite of a shifty place to be around, and you can get all kinds of psychos and freaks in here." Now he looks like as if he cares about you. Of course, Are your parents around? Are you with someone? I mean, this is a tough place for a young girl to be around here. As you stand up to leave, he respects that. So he takes out one of his cards. He says, "Listen, I've got an office around here nearby. If at any point any of your parents needs my help, I would be more than happy to accommodate them, free of cost." He hands you the card. He might even he might even suspect that there's some sort of family problems in your family, and he resolved to find a solution. And acting out as a good Samaritan, he hands you that card that reads Elias Clark Associates. That was the very first time, wasn't it? You never saw your father uh, ever since, but you saw Elias more than once. At that point, your mortal lives intertwined, and it's of no surprise that your vampiric lives intertwined as well, with you having the upper hand now. Was that a question?
Or just
Yeah, yeah. No, not mine. Is it? It might. It might be from alchemy, because it has music. Hmm. Well, back then they. Says Thomas as he approaches Charles and his daughter. As soon as you arrive, you see the man just starting to look at the ones who interacted his, heart to heart with his daughter. Without saying a thing, you realize that he remembers you. Oh, hey guys, he says. He turns to look at his girl. Hey, Lean, these are the people I was telling you about, friends of Dad, hmm? From the office. Lean stands up. Nice to meet you. I'm Lynn, she said. What are your names? So, your father. Go.
Can you please rouse for that? I mean, of course, yeah. Please blush on life. I have that note kept already. You mentioned that before, so yeah, I've got it here. Yes, it has to. Yeah. Of course, certainly. So you can, yeah, you can establish that later on. So now. Well, I'm 6 years old, but yeah, says Charlie as he looks at all of you. Now, sweetheart, would you mind? I believe that the guys here need to tell me a thing or two, but it is all about work. I mean, take this. Go get it. Can I get a mango lassi? Yes, you can, says Charlie. Sextus, do you feel sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. Do you feel the irony? You being approached by Hooper the pavement, now you taking a small girl there, getting a food job. So Sextus, having said that, can you please make a charisma plus subterfuge roll just to mask the entirety of your vampire qualities that you have? I also need you to add an extra dice because of your experience. You have been in that exact situation before. Two. Some children are beautiful. Whoa, yeah, you got 4 successes. That's great. Your beast also contributed to that. So, Sextus, you take Liam by the hand and you go around the food joint to have her, say with someone. I see. And you can try some too, she says. She even gives you to taste quite a strong. Oh, how sweet it is. Yeah, please do not say that name out loud. Let only Lynn. But the reason, the notion that you divulged the name to the most innocent of beings here in this place really speaks volumes about what you have in mind, sisters, or deep down in your heart. So you can take your time to have a heart to heart with Charlie's own daughter, whilst Sir Christopher and Thomas have different heart to heart with Charlie himself. So what do you people want? He said. I can vaguely remember details in my mind. But I do remember where I was before I got to the hospital. I've been better. I mean, I can still can't feel part of my hand. But you know what? Ever since that explosion happened, I remember I remember watching the same dream on the same dream that that my spine has been fractured and then it gets mended again. Feel the bones cracking back into place, and I could feel me drinking or wanting to drink more. I remember it was a dream, wasn't it? Me drinking, I was drinking wine. Listen to me. I don't know who you're working for, and I don't want any kind of relationship with mafia. So I'm gonna tell you all, get over here. I'm a freelancer, okay? What? What happened? So you know that? Okay. That's a police division, right? That's what they told me. His heart sinks as soon as he visits her. No way! They even showed me a badge. No fucking way! They they are not. But I saw the badges. Well, you need to double check your facts, mate, because they have been receiving some orders from the head honchos. And I remember them being contacted by an Indian guy. That's why I'm here. Can, a Hindu guy. I don't know. I don't know. But all I remember is that he had that that headscarf on his head. On his head. I mean, I saw him calling some of those people once in a while, and he was quite commanding. I can't deny you that. What was his name? Was it? He tries to as he tries to dig into his mind, he says, "Can he find it?" Khan, Khan. It was Khan, like the Genghis Khan, yeah. But his name wasn't Genghis, and I remember cracking a joke or two about Mongolians. Um, okay, fuck. The joke just slipped away. I believe his name was Ishak Khan. And you have seen someone with a headscarf, haven't you? I believe it was an Arab guy, wasn't it? Ishaq. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. At the target number of 5, I will allow your memory to unlock something. Wits plus awareness. No, resolve plus awareness. It is a you have heard or seen that guy before. That's why I'm not telling anything because it might be the trigger to be honest. Let me write here for you. So the name is I can't say it. Please do not Google that name either. Okay. Yeah, it will come off naturally. Nothing to worry about right now. Don't need to be preoccupied with that. But you see the surprise in Charlie's eyes. Well, anyway, I thought I was dealing with police. Now, I strongly, I would strongly wish that you are mistaken. But listen, I don't want to know more. I just want my peace and quiet. I believe that last night, if that wasn't a dream, it was some sort of a miracle. I mean, my body still is still in pain. Then all of a sudden, everything had been mended back together. I don't know what to believe, but I do get second chances. Everything goes darker. What? What are you implying? He looks at his girl immediately, having fun with Sextus. Or that be the other name that should not be who are you? All I knew was that I was employed to break the lock of to open, no, not break the lock, to open the door of an Arab guy's uh, apartment. Well, the police actually let me know that this guy wanted to get some sort of equipment from there, and given the connections that he had to the government, it was a thing that could be stalled. Evolved, but it's not the British Museum. Neither is the Buckingham. I wasn't trying to enter to break the lock of the Queen's vault. Make me what? What did you make out of me? He nods dismissively. Now, this is your time to actually roll your charisma plus persuasion, and we're gonna find it out. You're gonna be adding two dice, one from Thomas cooperating, well, helping you, and the second one from, actually saying all that being said, all those things. The target number for the yes, and the target number for that should be three. No, no, that was a no. Yes, you can, of course. In that case, he starts talking, letting you know that in his freelance career he has done some shady business, and most of it is actually trying, it moves in the gray areas. What he's doing is that he most of the time breaks a law or two, but he's doing so under lawful pretenses. The very same sentence sounds an oxymoron, but this is how Charles conducts things. And on top of that, he is getting paid handsomely for that. In his life, he is a family man, but when it comes to work, let's just admit that he has a contact or two that link him to some seedy business. One such contact, one such contact is constantly getting mentioned to me. It's not a police contact, but he mentioned the name Catherine. Catherine has been calling, well, not calling, but has been sending messages. He has never heard her voice, but he knows that she is quite of an important person at the British government, Catherine. And no matter what, yeah, no matter what she asks of him, he has to comply. If he does, he's getting rewarded handsomely. And truth be told, the very same thing, well, the thing that happened with the Queen's Vault, he doesn't refer to it as a Queen's Vault, was a thing that Catherine, or, well, asked of him to go against. Now, that Catherine person from the government forbade him from accessing the Queen's Vault, but the police begged to differ. At that point, it was either this or that, and the police were quite determined, and they pushed Charles into accepting. So that being said, he went against Catherine. That was it. Oh, please, please, people, I did a small blunder. So the name is not Catherine, if that's okay. It's Juliet. I know that it sounds, yeah, but I know that it sounds quite different, of course, but that's the name he uttered, Juliet. Yeah, he shrugs. I don't know. I can't remember. It was just the fact that at one point I received a message from her. She meant business, and she really proved to me that she knew who I was. She said so many things about my family. She didn't threaten me or anything. She just mentioned that we're doing this in all good pretenses, and for the for the sake of London. He shrugs again. Well, I've been dabbling into all sorts of businesses among the grey areas, and now is the time to actually, assist my city, right? Oh, but look at such advanced intelligence dropping to 1 dot. You sense the man's intelligence dropping to 1 dot. Dropping to 1. Yeah. You sense that he's not clever, right? Hmm. Politics plus wits. The target number should be 3. Add that, add that in. I would say no, but yes you can. But yes you can. Who are you kidding? I mean, come on, come on. I mean, yeah, please do. Damn, damn you asking the correct question at the wrong time. Yeah. Okay, I won't lie to you. Juliet is quite of a has a familiar sound to it. You know Juliet Parr, Parr Parr. Like, yeah, and that's why I'm confusing her name each and every time with Catherine Parr, because Catherine Parr used to be one of Henry's own wives or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Juliet Parr, enter Juliet Parr. You remember her before you underwent the bloody, Sir Christopher? Juliet, the blonde, tall girl, the Marcavian one, the sheriff of London back then. Yeah. Mm, you remember how her charming personality and how distanced she could get all of a sudden. Oh, she is her lapdog for sure. I mean, Juliet has been more than a lady in waiting to the queen. She has been, yeah, yeah. She has been her protector and handmaiden for such a long time. I mean, when you say Queen Anne, Juliet Parr is always there. Now that you think of it, had you known beforehand, you could have looked for her in the gala. She would have been there for sure. Hmm. Hmm. So do you want to go against Sheriff Parr? Ah, oh, interesting. Because she is a staunch supporter of it. That will be so interesting. Indeed, indeed. Okay, I love this. While he's still looking at his girl, his daughter. Why would you care for his as you were about to get interrupted by the waitress, who actually brought um, you got it some loaded fries and some chicken, hot chicken, and two margaritas. Is that correct? And she tries to move you away. Can you please move away? So is that? Do I leave those things here, sir? Uh, no, I guess we didn't order for. Okay, okay, we'll resolve this. So, can I get a manager here? She is being overly vocal. She is breaking that connection that you and Charles have. In fact, she's standing in front of you as if she doesn't see you at all. She doesn't pay attention at all. Sorry for that, Christopher. Well, uh, well, the manager arrives. The manager arrives, and you see a girl. She is a tad older than the waitress. She is wearing her hair long, black hair, and she's dressed quite interesting. As her dress reveals most of her voluptuous form. She looks at you as don't know. She looks at you. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Have you been seated already? Uh, Let me find you. Say, go, follow me, follow me. And she kinda does this on her own without waiting for an answer from you. Follow me, she says. Lean, lean, spelled Lynne. Mhm. Lean only nods, and then the manager once more reminds you that you should be seated. Come on, she says, beckoning you to the end of the food. As soon as you approach, she's like, "You're not here to be seated. You're here to scout, aren't you? Mhm. I can see it in your eyes. You vampires just running around as if it's weekday. Mhm. What do you want here? Okay. Listen, I'm not the proprietor of this place. I act out as one. Hell, all these people are mine. They are my friends, right? And who I am? I'm Najma Elmi, and I run this joint. Now, I know what you're here for. You're here for Sri Sansa. I know the name. Most of the people, most of the vampires running in, they are looking for him. Oh damn, Primogen, Shmimogen, and I can't even remember that kind of thing. Uh, if he's so important to you, he's not here. This is not a place where his guys hang around, hang out. She rolls her eyes back. You don't get to own it. Just fuck it like a jewel. Ah, can you please speak less Victorian and more modern? Thank you. Listen, the man we're looking for is not here, right? And we don't need. Gee, whatever. If you want to look after him, then just visit the Blue Moon Soon Lounge, right? That's his place. That's their place. Well, your place. We here, we're all thin blood, right? You don't get to order us around. Now, shoot. Say what, Victorian Grey? What was that for? No, weaponize my status? And she's moving her hand on. So, as you are about to leave, Sextus, are you with Thomas and Christopher in this? Are you close by? She's just making a motion to you. Watch him. He will be the end of you, that guy. She says. Just cut him loose. And then, with that, you leave the road portion. Is that correct? Now, you hit the road once more. You find yourselves at Beacon's New World. Now, it is such a windy place smell all of the fragrances coming from all kinds of eateries and shops. We're talking about the neighborhood where most people from India uh, find shelter. Oh, not shelter, find home. It's quite of a big place, Southall, and here all you see are various different circles of friends hanging out, people sitting by the benches, talking loudly. They look quite shifty and shaky. Some of them. You remember that place? You remember that road, don't you, Thomas? Rosabawi, wasn't it? Mm. Well, tonight you don't get. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Now that's interesting. This neighborhood has it all, and on top of it, it is the hiding place of Sri Sansa. Well, who knows? Do you want to meet Sri Sansa? Might end up finding him. Because he has something that you would need, right? He's got the ring. Now all he needs to do is actually hand it over to you, the exact same way as William van Arwen had. As I say those things, you see the blokes at the side of the boardwalk. They're just having a rather heated debate. One of them say, "Just fuck off, won't you?" And then he pushes him. The other guy draws a knife. A fucking knife. Are we in Glasgow? What wrong is going on? What's going on? And then a slash. A slash, drawing blood. Fuck. The shit has hit the fan. Smell of blood. Raise your nostrils. How high is your hunger, people? Ah, do you, Thomas? For the okay, you feel that the beast roars within you, but you can tame it. You don't need to unleash it now because there is someone in there who hasn't slashed the other, or has partaken in that kind of altercation, who immediately darts at the man whose hand had been cut and starts fucking licking the wound with the same voracity that your kind does. It's like that slurping that liquid from the guy's palm. What the fuck are you doing? Screams the other guy, and then one woman who's holding some bags from the supermarket. She just let let them down and then takes out her phone. Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a minute, people. I need you to estimate your initiative. Your initiative is going to be wits plus, no, sorry, not wits, again, composure plus awareness. Give me your numbers. Don't roll them, give me the numbers. Excellent. So, Thomas, give me your action, response, or reaction. If you run, which is on the opposite side of the road, if you run, you can reach here on time. I'm afraid that's not possible because you need to actually break for it. Awesome. Can you please roll your dexterity plus athletics? The target number for that should be three. Well, she's got where I mean she doesn't expect you. Well, not three. She is flat-footed. The target number should be one, but let's add some difficulty because you need to know a particular spot of her, hand. So let's raise that to two. For yeah, and that's gonna be a one. But you'll need to parlay with that, to discuss that further because you're knocking her off. Yeah. she she she's gonna be removed from the picture if you do that, right? So just so you know. Okay, you got two successes. So you run quite fast and you try, well, try to mask it or not. You end up doing this. You fall onto her immediately. Your body pushes her own. She's pushed at the side. She falls down. The mobile flies off her hands. Watch out, she says as she hear, her booty hits the floor. Now, this is done. The phone is off. She's about to say something, but this is not her turn. So Sir Christopher. Okay. The dice pool for? Okay, cool. Double checking it for you. So, okay, so it's gonna be charisma. No worries. Charisma plus dominate. So, whom are you dominating again? Cool. Got it. Indeed. No, 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 sadly not. Yeah, sadly. Oh, that is the difficulty. Hmm. Mhm. So how high is your dominate and your charisma? Yeah. Okay, so you rolled the correct amount of dice. You rolled four dice, five dice in total. That was? Yeah, aroused. Unless you will power the first two dice, the man will have withstand. Ah, okay. Okay. Again, you need four because he rolled three as well. Again, since you were rolling seven dice in total, you said six dice in total. You could have re-rolled that one that you rolled in the end. It looks like. Wait a minute. The hunger is how high is your hunger? So three of those dice should be hunger, right? If at the very first roll you roll a vampire die and three hunger dice, correct? The mhm. You know what? From what I see, you do have one reroll on the vampire dice because here what you were looking at is five vampire die, 500 dice and one vampire die. You see what I'm saying? That you cool, as you wish. I'm okay with that. You look in his eyes and then you just say, right? What kind of command? Mm. He's actually blinking. Get out, he says. Get the fuck out of here. Can you hear me? And he starts screaming at you, Christopher. His his mouth is all bloody. Well, not mouth. Yeah, mouth. His chin is all bloody, and his tongue is red from the blood. And his anger can cannot be withstood. Now, having done that, you see that he's about to lose it, and you, Sexton, it's your moment. Shine. Let's make it more severe. He starts screaming, "You fucking commies, get out!" I believe that's commies. Not commies like communists. Come on, guys. My English is not so bad. I mean, come on, you understand, right? You try to intimidate him. You'll need to roll your intimidation plus strength. Wish you all the best. Let me just find out because I'm playing Masquerade and he's all 100 dice, so it's gonna be two. Which means that wait a minute, which means that the difficulty is three, right? So if he got basically what we're doing here is that he sets the difficulty and then you have to supersede it, right? To bypass it. Uh, would you have resolved to have roused the blood or yeah? So he rolled two successes. Yeah, so basically, he rolled two successes, which means that in order for Sextus to win him, she has to roll three successes. And that's what happened in the previous roll of yours. So he got three successes and you had to reach four successes. What I did said that the difficulty was two was a lie because he rolled two successes, so Sextus should have rolled an extra one. And what I'm trying to say now, since I've said that after the roll, was Sextus, would you have resolved to actually rouse the blood to blood buff that or not? Oh, not. Sir Christopher, we can hear you. Sir Christopher, your mic is on. We can hear you. Yeah. Carry on, Sextus. She all the best. So two more dice. Sure, sure, yeah. Okay, so Sextus, you got three successes, which means that you've bypassed the target number. So he looks at you, he just stutters for a bit, he pushes his other friends away, and then he makes a run for it. He runs away. What did you do that for? Says the lady, looking at you, Thomas. Watch out where you're going. Oh my god, is my phone alright? She reaches out for her phone. It has been effed up. You bastard, you will pay for that, right? You hear me? It's a 400-pound phone, that one. And she starts screaming at your face. Thomas, unless you are thinking, I cannot hear words. Are you here with us? Yeah. So the lady started screaming at you because from the fall, her phone got. You broke her phone actually, and she starts shouting at you that you're gonna pay for that. And yada 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 yada. Oh, okay. Her eyes just give up as her mind gets blurry all of a sudden. Uh, I think I'm a tad drowsy, she says. And then it's your time to go. Sextus, you see the man running away, running off. Sir Christopher, the same. Now, this might be a great way to disengage if you like, or follow up with your own initiatives. What did you say, Christopher? Which restaurant? Ah, the, the one in the scene, right? Sextus, you were saying. No, no, say it. I mean, take your time. Hmm. No, it was outside at the road, right? You were on the road and this happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Spice Village is indeed a restaurant and it's filled with mortals. Now, you remember that you have been given a name in which the vampires, the local vampires, to mingle, and this place is not it. However, you might end up feeding it here for people who eat their pakoras and samosas. So you stay in, right? You resolve to hide in plain sight. Is that so? Blend among the locals, yeah. So let's roll that. Let's make that composure plus stealth roll. All of you, composure plus stealth. The difficulty should be 3. Well, no, it should be 2 because it's filled with people. I mean, it's not easy to. It's easy for you to lose yourselves here, to be lost. 2 is good. You you find yourself seated at an empty table. The waitress comes in. You don't even order. Uh, yes, you can willpower if you like, but you have succeeded it. Yeah, the difficulty is 2. No worries. No worries at all. You start talking, just allowing time to pass by. You see the people that were on the opposite side of the street. They discuss a bit, then you hear the famous sound of the police horn blaring. Uh, the police is here, just you see the police car, you see that they're pushing the horn, driving the people out away. They're talking to the lady who's she's holding her bags. She keeps on complaining about the streets, the pavement, how how these people are building the pavements and we end up cracking our skulls open here. She keeps on mentioning that she felt quite strongly and that she demands of the government to pay for her mobile phone. She has totally removed Thomas out of the picture. But now Thomas's, uh, Thomas's duty has fallen onto that hapless policeman who tries to stand off against her verbal barbs. In the end, the police ends up actually taking her in. Damn. Yeah, leaving the supermarket bags behind. And all of a sudden, the people rush in to grab the bags and just, steal the stuff. This is your doing. Hmm. But it is okay. Life is so miserable and unfair. And at that point, you see Charles passing by with his daughter. They are talking, and she is smiling once more, and he is laughing heartily. They are eating a popsicle. And they're having a moment, and they pass by. They don't even see you. You, you, you stand there inconspicuously, so as you try to blend in with the crowd. It doesn't take long for everything to get pacified once more. All's tranquil out there. Well, the very modicum of tranquility that you found before we came in here. Now, do you have places to be? Shall we resume our mission? Shall we go look for that Three Sons guy? The people that half of this neighborhood hates? Feed. Hmm. Let's act out as mortals tonight, shall we? So, this place is brimming with people, right? The neighborhood is also brimming with people, which means that the difficulty, being four, rather than being six, it gets reduced to four. And what's more, since you have blended in with the crowd here, I'm gonna allow you to roll an extra die. Now, I understand that you try to persuade your way into, opening a vein or two. If you feel like that, I'm gonna give you the charisma plus persuasion plus an extra die from having stealth successfully, including all the dice that you have in persuading people and whatnot. If you're not using this method, then just let me know and we can proceed with different dice. Yes, yes, always. When you are building charisma pools, yeah. Of course you can. Of course you can. No, 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 no. I always allow the take half thing whenever things are pacified and time is not pushing you up against the wall. Four, correct. Whoa, eight successes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do I see a messy critical here? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's it, Thomas. You find her. I mean, mm, you find her the one who has it all, the one who looks impeccable, and who has done a correction or two in your life, you like those people, the ones who actually take care to improve their version of themselves. And when you actually start kissing, people see a passionate couple. She can't even wrap her mind around why she started kissing a beautiful looking stranger, but she ended up doing so. And as you save for her blood, you immediately realize that it's her, yours. She's supposed to be yours. Now I'm bringing that compulsion again. She's gonna be your property. If you don't take an action towards this purpose, you're gonna be getting a -2 dice penalty until ownership is established or the object of your desire is unobtainable anymore. That's even harsher. That kiss was slurpily alluring. You look at her eyes as they roll back. She is into it. Deep down, you see the canvas. You imagine her at a pedestal and you create art. She's gonna be yours. Thomas, will you be doing anything towards that goal? Thomas, can you hear me? Well, no worries, no worries, no worries. Just take her. She's yours. No, no, no. He means the entire campaign. That's what he mentioned. Yeah. Mm. Just adapt here. It's not difficult. Well, she's still seated with her female friends. She might as well excuse herself and leave. That's improper timing there. Oh, okay, okay. So, as the couple stands up, she really staggers. She opens her eyes. She motions to her friend that I'm good. Hey, do you know this guy? Asks one of your friends. I'm sorry, hey, if this is the first time that I see you, do you know do you know her? Do you know Samantha? So lying, you are. Mm-hmm. Uh, hmm. Can you please roll that manipulation class? Subterfuge. The target number for that should be they look at you. And what's your name? Says the girl with a smile. as you utter the name, I need to move the lens of Sextus. Sextus, are we feeling? Which means that you're gonna. Yes, of course you can. But as soon as you see Peter standing there with Samantha, this might be your exit line. Well, this might be the moment that you need to actually leave. You don't know why Thomas is cradling the girl in his arms. Well, he's holding her like significant other, but he'll sure come with an explanation. Right? And outside of the Spice Village, Tiny is waiting for you. He's looking at you. And as you exit his village, the winds change. The winds that are blowing and are immediately shifting the entire thing. Our story is headed towards a different way. Now we only need to see whether you will end up meeting Sri Sansa. But we're gonna be carrying on with our story in the next session. Sadly for tonight, the story has reached its end. Having said that, people, thank you so much for participating tonight. Again, apologies for the microphone quality. I will try to fix it up next time. Before we leave, I want to award each and everyone 4 experience points. Again, 1 for being here tonight, the second one for smoking together, the third one for respecting each other, the fourth one because we're going getting totally different direction than what we expected. That's how. Sure. So your desired name was, let's see, you're doing this for sure, but this desire needs to have this, oomph moment to actually achieve it. It feels like that. Okay. I'm okay, cool. Cool. Okay. I see. So why spend 12 XP? Why spend 12 XP? Because I think that you spend 3 per dot. So you had 0 resources? Okay. Let me write that down. So it's gonna be next time. So write that down. Just on that. Sure, of course. So before going, again, well, thank you so much for playing with me. It's an awesome